Welcome to the session. We are in the fourth unit and this is the fourth lecture. We are discussing about digital signatures. So in this topic we are going to discuss about what are digital signatures, RSA digital signature scheme and various other digital signature schemes like DSA. Okay. So coming to the topic, first I'll discuss about the problem. Okay. So now the problem is there are number of softwares which requires update. For example, if you take your Windows operating system will get some update from the Windows server, Microsoft Windows server. So now whenever there is an update, Microsoft Windows server will send some update. The update will come to your laptop. Now what is the most important thing that the Windows operating system do is it has to validate the software update. Is it really from the Microsoft server which was sent, or someone is faking, or someone like any attacker trying to tell whether trying to make it so that if the attacker will make a software which tells to the software that this is really from Microsoft, and if the operating system updates it, the attacker will get the control. So what is the most important thing here is the software has to validate the update. So this is a problem with all operating systems, all antivirus, apps, some applications, because every day if you take antivirus, every day you will get some updates. That should be validated. So how are you going to validate is using digital signatures. Okay, we will discuss about digital signatures. Now what is a digital signature? That means, so we have already learned about what is a private key and public key. So I'll have my own private key and public key. So what is public key is I'll give public key to everybody. My public key to every private key is known to me, and you have already learned in your third unit. Okay, if I encrypt with public key, you can decrypt with, if I encrypt with private key, you can only decrypt with my public key. Okay, so this combination, what I can do is I have thousands of laptops to which I have to send the update, Microsoft server. Okay, so the Microsoft server will have two keys, private keys and public, one private key and one public key. Private key is kept as confidential and public key is known to all the people. So now using this concept, it will encrypt using the private key, Now when it comes to the software, the software in the laptop, it will try to decrypt using public key of the Microsoft server. If it is okay, then only it will update. This is how the softwares will validate the software update. Now we will be discussing about what is actually the digital signature. So now if you have a message, the message, if you use hash function, you are going to get the message digest, and if you use symmetric key for generation of the hash value, you are going to get something called MAC. MAC is not digital signature. And if you take the message and if you sign it using your private key, then it is called as a digital signature. Okay, so the difference in this total unit you have to discuss about three things: message digest, message authentication code and digital signature. Message digest is completely depending upon the message. Message authentication code depends on the message and symmetric key algorithm. That means both sender and receiver will use the same key for validation. Okay, signing and validation, they'll use the same key. But if you consider digital signature, the sender will use his private key and the receiver will use the public key of the sender. Okay, so this is called as a digital signature. Okay, so this is how you are going to generate the digital signature. So what are you going to do is, there are two people, Alice and Bob. So Alice want to send some message to Bob, and what is the requirement is both data integrity and authentication. So how do you get data integrity and authentication is, you have a message, see one thing, if there is a common key between Bob and Alice, they can use that MAC, message authentication code. But for example, if Bob want to send the same message to many people, he can't send everybody with the different symmetric keys. For example, if Bob want to send the same message to 1,000 people or 10,000 people, with every person, if he is having the same key, different keys, every time he has to generate the MAC with each key, which is a difficult task. So what we have to do is we have to go to asymmetric cryptography. In asymmetric cryptography, Bob will have a private key and public key. Public key is known to all the people. Private key is known to only Bob. So now what will be do is they will take the message and also the private key of the Bob, and they will try to get the signature. This is called as signatures. Bob's signature, because Bob is using his own private key and private key is known to only Bob. Okay, this signature and message are combined together and sent to Alice. Now what will Alice do is Alice will separate the message and signature, and she will verify using Bob's public key. Bob's public key she will verify. If the verification is correct, what is guaranteed, if everything is correct, what is guaranteed is this message is really sent by Bob and there is no tampering the message. That means both authentication came, data integrity also came. How exactly this is done is, this is how will be done. Okay, so now what Bob will do is Bob will take a message and there is a cryptographic hash function. You will get a hash. This hash is encrypted using Bob's private key, because the hash value is generally 512 bit or 160 bit, etc. This hash value is encrypted using Bob's private key. You can use any algorithms like RS algorithm or elliptical cryptography algorithm or any algorithm, and you can encrypt. You are going to get signature, because this signature can be signed only by Bob. This signature is sent, a message and signature is sent to Alice. Now what Alice will do is, again she will perform the cryptographic hash function. This cryptographic hash function, she will calculate the cryptographic hash function and she will take the signature. The signature is decrypted using Bob's public key, because encrypting is using Bob's private key. She has to use Bob's public key for decryption. It is known to everybody. Automatically she will get hash dash. If these two are compared, if there is a small change, or even a 1 bit change is there, means there is some violation. Either in the middle of transmission there is some problem, or some attacker has changed things. Maybe authentication, we didn't get the proper authentication, we didn't get proper data integrity. But if they both are same, it is guaranteed that both authentication and data integrity they have been kept. Okay, so because they both came to be same, because for verifying you are using Bob's public key means signing which key they might have used, Bob's private key. Who knows the Bob's private key? Only Bob. Definitely both authentication and data integrity are being maintained. So you can also use three things, very important, gurtupettukondi. Now you can get confidentiality, you can get authentication, you can get data integrity and non-reputation. These are all different services, security services required. How we can get is, if you take a message M and there is something called signing algorithm, you will calculate the hash of message and you will take the Bob's private key for signing. Okay, and then you are going to get message and signature. This is encrypted using, this is Alice. You are going to use Alice private key for signing, and then you are going to encrypt using Bob's public key. After getting the message and signature M and S, you are encrypting using Bob's public key. Okay, so now if someone has encrypted using Bob's public key, who can decrypt it? Whoever knows the Bob's private key. Who knows the Bob's private key? Only Bob. And this message and signature is sent, encrypted message is sent to this. Now what will Bob do is, he will decrypt using Bob's private key. He will get the message and signature, and then he will perform verification by using Alice public key. Okay, so this is how, what are you going to get is, you are going to get confidentiality. Okay, you are going to get confidentiality. Okay, you are going to get authentication, because really Alice has sent, because you are using here Alice public key. That means for signature you have used Alice private key. Okay, so here you are decrypting using Bob's private key. That means encryption is done using Bob's public key. So definitely confidentiality came into existence, authentication came into existence, data integrity came into existence. That means if someone has tampered 1 bit also, the verification will not be successful. Okay, and non-reputation. Later Alice cannot claim that I have really not sent the message, because already this encrypted M comma S is there. Okay, so definitely if it is been decrypted using Bob's private key, So this is signed by actually Alice. Okay, because we are using Alex's public key for decryption, for verifying. Bob's public key for definitely, that means signature is done using Bob's private key. Hope you have understood this. So basically for digital signatures, there are two digital signatures, RSA digital signature algorithm and DSA digital signature algorithm. Okay, so there are two methods in your syllabus. These are the two last topics, RSA digital signature algorithm and DSA signature digital signature algorithm. Okay, so in this class we will be discussing about RSA digital signature algorithm. Okay, so you know RSA algorithm, RSA Ron Reverest, Adi Shamir and Almond has developed this algorithm in 1978, and it has been based on a prime factorization problem, NP problem. Okay, so you also know about how to generate or how to compute keys. You will be taking two large prime numbers, you will be calculating phi of n using p minus 1 into q minus 1. Then you will be selecting a random integer e and calculate d. Okay, so which you have learned already in your third unit, how to generate the keys for RSA. Okay, so n comma e can be your public key and d comma n can be your private key. So you will be generating the keys. Okay, so this RSA algorithm not only can be used for encryption decryption, it can also be used for signing purpose also. Okay, so initially for signing, what the user has to do is he has to generate his private key and public key. So after generating his private key and public key, he will be making his public key as public to everybody, and he will only know about the private key. Private key is not revealed to anyone. So now he takes the message m, okay, and he will calculate the hash of it, and he will use his private key d to get the signature. So m comma s are sent to the destination or receiver. Now what the receiver will do is, she will take the signature and perform, she will take the Alice, because this has been encrypted using Alice private key, he will be using Alice public key for decryption. So he will get some d dash, okay, and also he has got the message. Message is performed h of m, hash is performed, and these two are compared. If these two are equal, that means you can accept the message and the signature is verified. Here verification is done, here signing is done. Okay, in the signing, hash is signed. Here signing means you are just encrypting the hash. You are just verifying how are you going to verify is the signature is decrypted, and again hash of message is done, and again both are compared. If they both are equal, verification is completed. If they both are not equal, that means there is a problem. So if they both are equal means you have got authentication and also confidentiality. Very simple. RSA digital signature is a very simple one. Okay, only thing is you will be encrypting the hash using private key and decrypting the hash using public key. Okay, that is a simple concept by which you can generate the digital signatures. Okay, so the same concept. Okay, just the same thing, RSA digital signature